I am running to be president for all of America.
This morning, former President Trump's big moment, what he had to say at the Republican National Convention. Plus, on the other side of the race, the latest on President Biden's status as candidate, who's joining calls for him to step aside. Good morning, folks. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. It is Friday, July 19th. I'm Josh Breiter. Chris and Kyrian are off this morning. Let's start with your first warned weather. Meteorologist Savannah Brito out on the weather patio with a really nice Friday forecast on tap, Savannah.
Yeah, Josh, it's going to be a beautiful Friday. We have some sunshine early, really no clouds in sight. That'll change at least a little bit for the afternoon and evening, but overall, still a really nice Friday on tap for us. We stay dry. That's going to be the case at least through most of Saturday. I think a couple of isolated or spotty showers could develop mainly west of here tomorrow, but then rain chances really going to increase by Sunday. We're mainly looking at the afternoon and evening right now. 56 in Madison, not a great chance of severe weather the next several days. Temperatures are really similar to yesterday. It's still a little chilly. Might want a sweatshirt or light jacket early this morning. You're not going to need that though, because temperatures, they are going to warm similar to yesterday, slightly above that. Most of us should top out in the mid to upper 70s later this afternoon. Still not as warm as what we're tracking for over the weekend, though. I'll time out any rain chances we could see over Sunday, and also how warmer temperatures are going to get. The change in pattern. We'll have all of that coming up a little later. Josh.
All right, Savannah, thank you. Developing right now at 6:01, a worldwide IT outage is grounding flights and bringing to a halt several industries. This has been happening for the last few hours now. Already nearly 1,400 flights worldwide have been canceled. Right now, Delta Airlines says all flights are grounded. The issues are said to be because of a defect in a content update by cybersecurity software CrowdStrike. It's impacting only Windows machines. They say the issue has been identified and isolated and that they have deployed a fix. Here locally, we understand the Dane County Sheriff's Office phone lines were impacted earlier but are now functioning again. We'll continue to follow new developments and keep you updated here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com. The Republican National Convention is officially in the books this morning. We are taking a look back at what this all has meant this morning. That is the keynote address by the party's presidential nominee, former President Donald Trump. It was his first public address since the assassination attempt against him at a rally just 5 days prior. Trump has said in the days after the shooting that he tossed his original speech and wrote a new one to focus on unity. The former president led off the address with that tone.
I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America.
His speech ended with a similar tone as well, but in between, former President Trump focused on key issues in the race, attacking President Biden in the process.
We also have an illegal immigration crisis, and it's taking place right now as we sit here in this beautiful arena. It's a massive invasion at our southern border that has spread misery, crime, poverty, disease, and destruction to communities all across our land. Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Trump also spoke about foreign wars, energy inflation, and what he considers the weaponization of the justice system against him. He also gave his retelling of the assassination attempt. The speech lasted for about 95 minutes. This morning, Republicans are hoping to use the convention setting to their advantage. Wisconsin is widely seen as a crucial state in this election, but the Badger State has not always sided with Trump as much as other Republicans. The nominee lost the 2016 primary in this state to Ted Cruz, and Trump has always been at odds with some Wisconsin Republicans. That includes Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. We spoke with Vos at the convention. He focused more on the election at hand than his past with Trump.
So I think that if you just compare the two records, people are going to have a pretty obvious choice, and hopefully Donald Trump can unify the country, show that after the assassination attempt we need to tone down the rhetoric.
Vos also says Wisconsin has, quote, shown itself super well during the convention. Conflicts between Trump and Vos continue on. Vos has been on the receiving end of multiple attempts to recall him. Supporters of the former president have led these efforts. It stems from unfounded allegations of voter fraud in the 2020 election in Wisconsin. The former president criticized the Assembly Speaker for not pushing to decertify the election in the state. Legal experts have said such a move is not possible. Vos, nonetheless, has endorsed Trump in this year's election. He calls his support for the presidential nominee full-throated. Republicans are also looking to boost candidates across the ticket. In Wisconsin, there's a heavy focus on Senate candidate Eric Hovde in his second run for U.S. Senate. His first was back in 2012, but lost in the primary to former Governor Tommy Thompson. Thompson lost that election to the current incumbent Senator Tammy Baldwin. 12 years later, it is a matchup between Hovde and Senator Baldwin. We caught up with the Republican candidate to ask why he's running again.
I finally got, tired of yelling at the television set and didn't think I'd ever get back into this crazy thing called politics. But, I believe too much has been given, much is expected. To where a man's heart goes, so goes his treasure. And my greatest treasure at this stage of my life is my time.
Hovde also spoke at the convention. That was on Tuesday. With the convention stealing the spotlight this week, we're also following the other candidate in this race, President Biden. He is facing calls from his own party to step down from the ticket. Inside the Sea of Red at the RNC, there were a few Democrats wandering around. That includes Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. We asked him about reports of top Democrats calling on Biden to step aside. Here's what he had to say.
I mean, I've heard the reports, but I haven't heard these people actually say it. And so if folks truly believe that we can't hide behind talking on background, let's come to the forefront and not just ask somebody to step aside. Let's come up with a real plan to win this race if you think that Joe Biden can't do it.
We also asked him about the contrast he's seen between the Republican Party and his own this week, with the GOP rallying around their candidate while Democrats seem split on theirs. He says while the GOP may be putting on a united front here, he thinks it's more the party falling in line behind Trump out of the necessity rather than true agreement and unity. He says he's confident the Democratic Party will come together behind Biden when push comes to shove. Calls for President Biden to give up his re-election bid are growing this morning. Many senior-ranking White House and Biden officials now privately believe the president must step aside soon. That's according to more than 24 sources with knowledge of the matter. A Democratic governor in touch with party officials says, quote, the next 72 hours are big, and this can't go on much longer. Some sources worry Biden isn't getting good information about his poll numbers.
There is a process. As chaotic as some people think it is, it's much favorable to Trump's second term.
Some sources say Biden has become increasingly isolated, but a White House spokesperson says the president hasn't changed his team. His campaign insists he's staying in the race and has a chance to win. Well, UW professor Mike Wagner is back with us this morning as we talk about where we are now and what comes next for campaign 2024. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Did you stay up and watch the whole speech?
I did. It was a long one.
And what did you think?
I think it started off in a way that was consistent with what people were saying about Trump throwing out his speech and writing a new one. It was really subdued. He described in kind of sobering detail the attack on his life a couple of days ago. And then it just went into Donald Trump being who he is. It was off script. I think fact checkers have found more than 20 things he said that weren't true. It was very aggressive. It wasn't a unifying speech. It was the longest one we've had in at least 40 years. I don't think he did himself very many favors last night.
You know, you look at the Republicans that came out this week. I mean, you have Nikki Haley, Robin Vos here locally that have spoke out against him in the past, and now they're on his side. What are your thoughts on that?
That's very consistent with politics in general, first of all. After you lose a primary fight, you often endorse the person who ends up winning, like in the case of Haley. But Trump has had a unique ability to turn people who have said, I'll never go for him, into being his most ardent supporters, including his vice presidential nominee, who once said that he might be America's Hitler, and now he's the #2 man on the ticket.
Obviously, this was a big week for Wisconsin. You know, what comes next for, Republicans in really attacking these battleground states?
I think we'll see a lot of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Georgia. Vance will spend a lot of time, I think, trying to appeal to white working class voters. Trump, I think, will probably try to appeal to people in the suburbs and rural areas, and they'll be all over those major swing states for the next few months.
Well, on the other side, President Biden, what do you think Democrats really need to figure out right now? Because Republicans had a really strong week in Wisconsin.
Step one is to figure out who's going to be the nominee. They have an official convention, of course, in a month. There's been a lot of reporting that suggests there could be a huge shakeup. But if, for some reason, the president decides not to run soon, we have a month with no nominee for the Democratic Party, which could on the one hand, give them an opportunity to show, look at us going through a democratic process to figure out what to do next, or it could make them look chaotic and unprepared.
A political year like no other.
Indeed.
And they get more and more like this, it seems, as we go on.
It's been a very interesting several decade or
yes,
last decade.
It has.
So, yeah.
All right, Professor Mike Wagner, you'll be sticking around. We'll be talking to you again here coming up just after 6:30. We appreciate you. Let's get to First Warn meteorologist Savannah Brito. She's checking in what's coming up in the forecast. Hi, Savannah.
Hi, Josh. It's a nice start to our morning temperatures. A few degrees warmer than yesterday, still below average, though. We'll talk about your weekend. Time out any rain chances we could see Saturday and Sunday, all coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Brought to you by Toyota.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Right now, lease a new Corolla Cross for $299 a month, or lease a 2024 RAV4 for $329 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Get a great deal and do a great deal of good when you shop at Habitat Restore. From furniture and decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need for your next project. Shop our convenient East and West locations today.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Joining us of Madison Magazine with a really tasty preview of Summer Restaurant Week. Crazy to think we're talking food again.
I know, but Summer Restaurant Week, it's like our favorite week of the year here at Madison Magazine.
It really is, and this week is bigger and better than ever before.
It is. We have 40 participating restaurants. It's the most we've had in quite a while, and Summer Restaurant Week is always fun because this is when the flavors really pop from local produce. We're at the start of tomato season right now. There's a lot of fresh corn on menus too, lots of fresh berries. So this is the restaurant week that our chefs are able to kind of really showcase their best stuff.
So 40 spots, I would imagine there's quite a few new places too.
There is, yes. We have 5 new names, which there's a lot of names that also still feel new that have just opened. You know, we've got, but the new ones this year, the 5 new ones are Le Deli de Agua, which is a West African restaurant. We also have La Pollera Colombiana, which is a new name. Mishki Cocina, which is a Peruvian Peruvian restaurant, and then Sushi Lover on the west side here, a huge new sushi place, and then Summer House Grill and Bar, which is in Lake Delton.
I love this. It's nice to have a couple of new options, but then some of those local favorites too.
Yeah, yep, and we consider, it's Madison Restaurant Week, but just like we do, with our other projects like Best of Madison, we consider the Madison area to be all the counties that kind of touch Dane County. So it's nice that, you could go out to dinner if you wanted to go to Summer House and take a summer road trip up there, or you can go somewhere downtown that you haven't tried yet.
I love that. All right, so any tasty dishes you're looking forward to?
Yes, I just perused all the menus, which are online right now, and that's kind of a fun part too. You get to look through all the menus and decide what you want, and it's a 3-course meal for all of these for lunch and dinner. I'm excited for, I think I saw on Buck and Honey's, they've got this brisket barbecue crepe on the menu that looks so good to me. And then One and Only, I'm headed there for dinner. They have this Spam musubi appetizer, which I had to look up. It's a Hawaiian snack that's this marinated piece of Spam on top of rice that's wrapped in nori. I'm excited about that.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and then all of the desserts. I mean, I don't usually get desserts when I'm out to eat. I go hard on the appetizer side, but for Restaurant Week, it's part of the deal. So you get a dessert, and there's Bananas Foster on St. Charles Station's menu, the Budino di Carmelo on Osteria Papavro's menu. There's so many good things.
So real quick, why do you think there are so many restaurants wanting to take part this year?
Restaurant Week, I mean, it's been such a successful program for our local restaurants, and it's because it gets people in the door to places that maybe they haven't been to before. And we hear from a lot of the restaurants that it's their busiest week of the year, which is good for them, but also for our restaurant goers that want to try something new and don't really know even how to navigate the menu. It's a prefix menu that gives you usually three options for each of your courses. So it's a nice entry point.
All right, now's the time to support local. Andy Bailey, as always, thanks for that nice tasty preview. Now I'm quite hungry.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate your time. On channel3000.com, you'll find a running list of all the 40 restaurants taking part this week. Again, Madison's Summer Restaurant Week ends next Friday, so get out and support local right now. Remember to let me know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out on social media or email for a chance to be featured. First Warm meteorologist Savannah Brito here now with a really amazing Friday morning forecast. Hi, Savannah.
Hi, Josh. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful today, even starting the day pretty nice. We have light winds, some sunshine out there, and very comfortable but cool temperatures. Well, you might want a jacket before heading out, or at least a sweatshirt if you get cold easy. 56 in Madison, 56 in Deerfield, 58 in Stoughton, 54 in Verona, 54 also in Cross Plains. So very similar to yesterday on all weather conditions pretty much, at least this morning. 62 in Milwaukee. 47 though only in Black River Falls, 59 in Monroe, 55 in Mineral Point. Our winds right now are still out of the southwest, mainly west for most areas. We'll see a little bit of cloud cover increase by the afternoon. Might lead to a stray shower. I think most, if not everyone, across southern Wisconsin staying dry for Friday. Saturday, some showers as early as the early morning, like say 3:34, develop west and northwest of Madison for the most part. But I do think most again stay dry tomorrow. Can't rule out a brief downpour. It would not last long if we do see that. The better chance holding off until we get into the day Sunday. So the high pressure that's been building up over our area breaks down a little bit as we head into tomorrow. That will allow maybe a chance of a few showers, but then that really breaks down further, is gone, exits really across the Midwest by Sunday, and that'll increase our storm chances again. Nothing severe, but we are going to see some showers return as early as Sunday afternoon and evening. And you see that green staying around the next several days, I think at least till midweek, maybe even into the end of next week. We will see some showers stick around, so an active pattern. But we could see a cooler pattern. Areas just south of here, I think, will warm back up. So yes, it has been below average the last couple of days. That will take us through the next couple of days. Sunday, that's when temperatures are going to rebound closer to normal. I think Saturday, the better of the 2 weekend days. This is the outlook, though. That's for the 25th to the 29th, so taking us to the end of July, showing those warmer colors getting back in. That's really only about a 30% chance or so of seeing below or above average temperatures, but I do think we'll see that ridge slowly start to expand further westward. That'll be the case then by next weekend. So that's when temperatures can be more, expected to warm back up. Probably looking at the mid-80s Saturday and Sunday next weekend. But up until then, a comfy stretch, but also a couple days where we are going to be on the active side.
All right, Savannah, thank you. 6:19 this morning, still ahead for us. We'll tell you about a chilly new world record. And in our next half hour, what one of the fake electors from the 2020 election says about the scheme she was involved in when pressed by our Chris Stanford at the RNC. But first, as we head to break on a Friday morning, here's a look at gas prices heading into the weekend.
Zach Hanley, News 3 Now Sports, moving forward.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Watch this. Witness what happens to this woman's bags under her eyes in an actual time lapse in just minutes. The problem will disappear before your eyes with a revolutionary topical formulation that works in just minutes, and the effects will last for hours. Over 1 million people are using this topical technique to visually reduce puffiness and bags, even fine lines and wrinkles on the face and forehead. Introducing Plexiderm. Jump on board and say yes to this amazing $14.95 Plexiderm trial. Order right now. We'll pay your shipping.
Dear Triathlon, let's splash through rushing rivers, take on iconic trails, and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't kick back and enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs.
Right now, lease a new Corolla Cross for $299 a month, or lease a 2024 RAV4 for $329 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardiance at each day's start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects may include ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of infection in your legs or feet. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Jardiance is really swell, the little pill with the big story to tell.
Right now with Papa Murphy's, we've got a great deal.
Which means I make more great pizza.
Get select large thin crust pizzas for $8.99. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great.
Such a great deal.
$8.99. That is a great deal.
It's time for the grooviest event of the summer. You'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular, August 1st through the 11th.
We're back 6:23 on a Friday morning. Jack and Nikki sharing this photo. We've had some incredible photos this week.
Yeah, I actually painted something that looks very similar to this, the clouds in the sky, but I had it over an ocean, not a cornfield. So very beautiful.
What more Wisconsin than
I know, this
isn't
is
this?
perfect.
And you know, we were talking earlier, but the colors this summer have been so vibrant with all the rain, right?
I know. Hopefully that means fall and the leaves are going to be just as beautiful.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You know, we've been so fortunate. I feel like by this time, usually during the summer, we're talking about drought conditions and everything's looking a little brown outside. So awesome. Jack and Nikki, thanks for sharing. If you'd like to share your photo, you can always do so using the hashtag MyNews3Morning. Well, trending now, we've been talking a lot about new records lately, and we have another one for you this morning. People in Vienna set a new record for people ice bathing. In a recent heat wave, 300 people dipped themselves in ice baths for 2 minutes. That water is just above freezing. Organizers brought 3 tons of ice cubes to the city center. The challenge wasn't just to cool off or break a record. They raised 30,000 euros, that's about $33,000, for the Austrian Paralympic Committee.
I love that they did that for a good cause, but 2 minutes? Wow,
that's a long
actually
time.
Impressive.
And I've never done an ice bath before.
Me either.
And I don't know if I ever want to do an ice bath.
I don't know if I could. We were talking about how we both take like really hot showers, not super cold showers. It's good for your face. I did this, I tried it with a bowl and put a lot of ice in there. I only lasted like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So like 2 minutes.
I think they say like in the morning too, especially, it's supposed to like wake you up, make us maybe look a little less tired on this shift.
We should probably do that.
Yes, we should. But yeah, I mean, great that they obviously did it for a good cause.
Yes, absolutely.
Also this morning, we are remembering actor and comedian Bob Newhart. Best known for his dry sense of humor, Newhart was known for his roles in the classic TV sitcoms The Bob Newhart Show and Newhart. His film career included hits like Elf and Legally Blonde 2. Newman's publicist says his passing is, quote, an end of an era in comedy. He was 94 years old.
So sad.
You think about how many generations, you know, a lot of these actors, including Newhart, impacted, you know, from some of the older stuff to some of the new stuff like we have watched, like Elf.
Right.
You know, that's where I most know him from.
Me too.
And obviously, you know, he's still going to be making that impact for years to come.
Yeah.
Future generations too.
A lot longer.
Making us all laugh.
Exactly.
I love that, which we
Elf
need.
is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
It really is. It never gets old.
I know, it doesn't.
All right, well, we're not talking Christmas this morning because we have a really nice summer-like forecast.
Yeah, we do. It's going to be seasonable for the foreseeable future, actually. I think we could start to see some warmer temperatures by next weekend, but check out, I mean, really near normal Friday, Saturday, and then through Friday next week. So you see, I think that's, let's count, 6 days in a row, maybe 7, where we have 81 set as the forecast high. So we do have a couple of storm chances to dodge, I think, on Sunday. Nothing severe, no alert days out of the next 10 days. All good news there. Today and tomorrow are going to be beautiful. Saturday is Josh's birthday, 80, with some sunshine, maybe a little bit more clouds later in the day, but not a bad birthday
That's
forecast.
the perfect summer day, and I'll be hitting the lake for sure. Savannah, thank you. 6:26, we're back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The heat is on, but you can sleep cool tonight under a stylish ceiling fan from Madison Lighting. It's your last chance to save this summer on a quality ceiling fan and save energy every single day. You need a ceiling fan from Madison Lighting.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
It's time for the grooviest event of the summer. You'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by US Cellular, August 1st through the 11th.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Protect your cargo with our great selection of hitches and ratchet straps. Secure your passion and save big money. Get this towing starter kit for only $14.99 after rebate. Tow smarter with this tri-ball mount trailer hitch that features 3 different hitch ball sizes. Get this Tow Smart tri-ball trailer hitch for just $79.99 after 11% rebate at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
Are you suffering with neck pain, back pain, or sciatica due to disc-related conditions? You may have tried drugs, spinal injections, or physical therapy just to find out it didn't help. You're not alone. The problem is that some of those treatments focus on symptom relief, but may not address the underlying disc problem. As a result of injury or overuse, the discs may bulge, herniate, or degenerate over time. Our therapies are highly successful and reduce pain associated with those conditions and may help you avoid neck or back surgery. At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we'll design a treatment program using the latest in pain-relieving therapies, including non-surgical spine decompression, Pro Adjuster 360 computerized technology, laser therapy, and more. Visit our website or call to schedule a complimentary consultation.
To stay on top of my game, I need to keep up my energy.
Cliff Bar is purposely crafted with 10 grams of protein and organic oats.
Because the more good you put in, the more great you get out.
Cliff, the most important ingredient is you.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for happy, healthy dogs.
Oh, I'm a stick made out of stick.
Nutrish Whole Health Blend for balanced energy, active mind, and immune support. Helping dogs dog healthy.
Need inspiration? Shop Pick and Save. For over 30,000 mouth-watering choices, plus savings like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. Pick and Save is worth it every time. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Right now, Donald Trump making history as the GOP's presidential nominee. This morning, we are fact-checking his speech for you.
My question.
That's not my issue right now.
Yeah,
frankly, it's not my issue right now.
Plus, hear what the head of the Wisconsin Republican Party has to say about the fake electors scandal. Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. It is July 19th. I'm Josh Spreiter. We want to start right away with breaking news this morning. We want to take a live look at the Dane County Airport's website at this hour. We are tracking departure delays and cancellations this morning due to a global tech outage impacting multiple airlines, including Delta and American. As of right now, all Delta flights are paused. That's according to their website. Again, this is a live look right now impacting flights not just here in Madison and Wisconsin, but also across the country. Also impacting businesses. You can find updates right here on News 3 Now this morning and over on channel3000.com. But if you are flying out of Dane County this morning, please check ahead because this is impacting a lot of folks. Not impacting us this morning is the weather. First Warn meteorologist Savannah Brito is out on the weather patio, and it's a chilly start out there, Savannah.
It is a chilly start. Temperatures are going to slowly start to warm, so you won't need the jacket later in the day, but I recommend having at least a sweatshirt or maybe a long sleeve shirt before heading outside early. We're 56 right now in Madison, so temperatures a few degrees warmer than yesterday, but still also a few degrees below average, no matter where you're located across southern Wisconsin. A little warmer Milwaukee, sitting in the 60s, lower 60s there. Upper 40s, though, all the way up northwest in Black River Falls. But it will be a comfortable day, low humidity levels. We're not going to see muggy conditions return until at the earliest Saturday afternoon, really focusing more so on Sunday, though. That'll also be, I think, the worst out of the 2 weekend days, Sunday, because we do see rain chances, maybe a couple isolated storms that's going to return as well. So Saturday, better day to get outside if you're still looking at one of the days to make outdoor plans. Saturday, we'll see more sunshine early in the day, clouds later in the day, isolated shower possibly. I'll time out when we could see that tomorrow and also talk about the increase in shower coverage for Sunday afternoon. That's coming up a little later. Josh.
All right, Savannah, thank you. 6:31 this morning, Donald Trump is officially the Republican Party's nominee for president. Trump making history as the first convicted felon and former president to receive an official nomination. Trump closed out the Republican National Convention overnight, formally accepting the nomination in a 90-minute speech.
Together we will launch a new era of safety, prosperity, and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. The discord and division in our society must be healed. We must heal it quickly. As Americans, we are bound together by a single fate and a shared destiny. We rise together or we fall apart. If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done. Only going to use the term once. Biden. I'm not going to use the name anymore, just one time. The damage that he's done to this country is unthinkable.
The former president employing two big messages there. Trump began his speech talking about unity, but as you can see, that didn't last for the entire time. Trump also making multiple false claims. Fact checkers counted more than 20, among them a claim that Democrats stole the 2020 election. While speaking, Trump said, quote, "We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. Keep your eyes open because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat, and frankly, it's the only thing they do well." Of course, we know that is not what happened in the 2020 election. There is no evidence of voter fraud that comes close to being widespread enough that it would have changed the election's outcome. That is for any state, including Wisconsin. We do know, however, there was a plot to overturn Wisconsin's 2020 election results. Two of Wisconsin's delegates are implicated in that scandal, including Pam Travis. She's among the 10 Republicans who settled a civil suit by admitting the Trump campaign told them to cast Wisconsin's electoral votes for Donald Trump. Attorney General Josh Kaul has brought charges against 3 Trump associates, but is still criminally investigating the electors. Another elector, Andrew Hitt, told 60 Minutes the Trump campaign tricked them. He alleges the campaign said their votes were needed in case the U.S. Supreme Court decided to toss out thousands of votes in Milwaukee and Dane counties. During the convention, News 3 Now's Chris Stanford approached Travis asking her about the scandal.
Hi, Pam. Chris Stanford with News 3 Now in Madison. Do you have a second to answer some questions as a delegate?
I actually have a meeting that I'm headed to.
I mean, I'd really like I missed you yesterday. I'd like 60 seconds of your time to ask you some questions about the elector settlement.
Not today. Thank you.
Not today? Why not? I mean, I think Wisconsin viewers deserve to know a few things, the questions that are left unanswered. You know, for example, Andrew Hitt says that you guys were tricked. I mean, what's your take on it? How do you see it?
We're looking forward to the RNC and everything that's happening today. So that's what I'm focused on today. Thank you.
How do you feel about the term fake elector?
We then tried asking the chair of the state's GOP about the investigation, and here's what he had to say.
You said yesterday on CBS News that these people had no idea that they were doing anything wrong. So with federal prosecutors alleging that, you know, it was the Trump campaign that orchestrated this whole thing, somebody knew what they were doing. So if my question
That's not my issue right now.
Yes,
Frankly, it's not my issue right now.
These are Wisconsin. This is a scheme to overturn Wisconsin votes.
Okay, but that's not our issue right now.
Mr. Schimmel, these are Wisconsin votes we're talking about. Schimmel, this is Wisconsin votes we're talking about here.
So all I'm saying is, you know, those people who stepped up and stepped into those roles certainly didn't feel, and the folks who organized it certainly didn't feel that they were doing anything wrong, or they wouldn't have done it.
We're getting new reaction to these statements from Wisconsin's Democrats. The group saying, quote, from J.D. Vance to Pam Travis, every level of today's GOP is fixated on parroting Donald Trump's lies about the 2020 loss and undermining free and fair elections here in Wisconsin and across the country. Democrats will never stop fighting to ensure every eligible voter is able to cast their vote and have it count. Notably absent from Trump's speech, abortion rights. It's one of the party's most controversial positions, with the 2024 platform calling for a crackdown on abortions, but stopping short of a national ban. While on the campaign trail, Trump's taking credit for the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. The latest Marquette Law School poll shows registered Wisconsin voters placed abortion as their 3rd top-rated issue. The top 2 concerns, the economy, followed by immigration and the border. Trump made remarks slamming Biden's border policy and blaming that policy for economic woes.
By the way, you know who's taking the jobs that are created? 107% of those jobs are taken by illegal aliens. And you know who's being hurt the most by millions of people pouring into our country? The black population and the Hispanic population, because they're taking the jobs from our black population, our Hispanic population, and they're also taking them from unions. The unions are suffering because of it.
That statement, the percentage of jobs undocumented people have, is false. The New York Times fact-checking that one. Official estimates of employment don't support that claim. And while it's true the population of unauthorized immigrants has grown in recent years, it hasn't been nearly enough to take all of the jobs created during the Biden administration. Right after the convention's close, our crews were able to get both Democratic and Republican reaction to Trump's speech.
I think what we saw tonight from President Trump's speech and throughout the convention was how the American dream was alive and well during the Trump administration, and how that has fallen to the wayside under the current administration, and the selection of J.D. Vance with his background to help restore and bring back the American dream by electing Republicans up and down the ballot.
I think they're thinking it wasn't as wild as they thought it would be. I think they also, to some extent, they may be breathing a sigh of relief, because I think there was a sense that the former president might do a very inspired speech, a very poetic speech, one that really would kind of shift his image. I don't think this did that so much, because in many senses after that strong start, he went back to kind of a greatest hits, things you had heard before.
Nichols also says he believes the president's candidacy is coming to an end. This after key Democrats, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and former President Barack Obama have reportedly voiced concerns about his ability to beat Trump. The Biden campaign still attempting to downplay those sentiments. The president deputy campaign manager saying, quote, "Our campaign is not working through any scenarios where President Biden is not at the top of the ticket. He is and will be the Democratic nominee." Just ahead, we'll sit down with UW Mass Communications and Journalism professor Mike Wagner to get more insight on the RNC, the campaign, and what's next for President Biden. But first, at 6:39, let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Brito on First Warn Weather. Hi, Savannah.
Hi, Josh. Thank you. We are tracking some rain eventually returning to the forecast. Not today, but I'll time out when and if it could affect your weekend plans. It's all coming up.
What's up? You need some windows?
Hey folks, you call the experts? Right now at Feldco, get free installation and no interest for 5 years. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Let's do this.
Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
GA, the advanced form of dry age-related macular degeneration, can irreversibly damage your vision. It can progress faster than you think. When GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
Hi, I'm Fiona Rataj with the League of Women Voters of Dane County. Here are 3 things to know. Make sure you are registered to vote at your current address. You can check or register at myvote.wi.gov. If you do not have a Wisconsin driver's license or state ID, you can register to vote with your municipal clerk by completing the registration form on MyVote. Absentee ballots must be requested.
3 things to know, part of News 3 Now's 3 Cares Community Impact. You have a consumer issue and you keep getting the runaround. Need help?
It's call for action to help me. Nobody else did.
Contact our team by phone or on channel3000.com. Call for action only on News 3 Now, moving forward for you. From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now. You're watching News 3 Now this morning, moving forward.
We're back with more on that breaking news at 6:42 this morning. Another live look at the Dane County Airport's website tracking departure delays and cancellations at this hour. This morning, a global tech outage is impacting multiple airlines, including Delta and American Airlines. As of right now, all Delta flights are paused this morning. That's according to their website. Again, if you are heading out this morning to the airport, please check ahead as they are dealing with a lot of delays and issues right now, including those suspended flights. We'll continue keeping you updated right here on News 3 Now and channel3000.com. Continuing our RNC coverage this morning, Professor Mike Wagner of UW is back with us as we kind of break down all of the events of really the last couple of weeks in the world of politics.
Right.
There's been so much to talk about. And, first up, some new polling of registered voters in Wisconsin the first 2 days of the RNC shows Trump leads Biden 48-43. Before the assassination attempt, Trump led Biden 47-44. What do you make of all of that?
I make that not much has changed, right? So before the debate that did not go well at all for President Biden, before the assassination attempt on former President Trump's life, we had this kind of pretty close race. It's still pretty close. There hasn't yet been that kind of convention bump we might expect. There hasn't been a cratering of Biden's support. On the other hand, he was up about 8 points this time in the last presidential election nationally, and is down several this time. And so there's been a huge change. He hasn't been able to right the ship yet. And so right now it's kind of status quo, even despite all of the dramatic events we've had over the past few weeks.
So polling also shows that while sometimes Vice President Harris performs better against Trump than Biden, it's not by much. Do you think if Biden bows out, Democrats will rally behind her? And if so, will polls play a role in that decision?
I think that Democratic elites' estimation of who's the most electable would be a part of their decision of who to support if President Biden decides not to run again. I think Vice President Harris is the most logical choice, but this would be an unprecedented thing, and maybe there are lots of people in the Democratic Party who think they should be president, and so it wouldn't be surprising to see a few of them throw their hats into the ring either.
So our crew spoke to some voters while at the RNC. Most said the convention taking place in their city doesn't impact their vote. Do you think that's true for a lot of Wisconsinites, and will the same be true for Illinois when it comes to the DNC?
I don't know that, like the fact that they had it is what's impacting the vote. Is that when they're there, they have an opportunity to speak to voters, discuss their issues, have an opportunity to learn what's happening on the ground in a way that might affect future campaign strategies. And so it's possible there could be a little bit of a bump, but I don't think anybody walks into the ballot box and says, well, gosh, they had the convention in our state, I guess I'll vote for this person.
Trump had said his acceptance speech drastically changed after the assassination attempt. Do you think that was reflected yesterday, and did those calls for unity land?
I think it might have been reflected in the first few minutes of his speech, but then it went back to the same Donald Trump we've known since he's begun running for public office. And so there were lots of bombastic and false claims made, lots of kind of, atypical partisan attacks made that kind of fall outside normal American politics. And so Trump was Trump last night, except for maybe the first few minutes of his speech.
So what do you think comes next for President Biden after this big week for Republicans?
A lot of reporting suggests that we may have a big decision coming from the president, but his campaign spokesperson says he's still running. And so we have this interesting situation where there's basically a month until the next convention. If he does decide not to run, there's this really open space and things are really in flux. If he continues to run, he has an opportunity to try to shore up support, but also has not been able to do that with each public appearance and speech and interview he's given since his disastrous debate performance.
Every time President Biden comes out to talk, is even just walking up and down Air Force One, people are, really paid attention now.
His every step up and down a staircase is being scrutinized. His answer to every question, any verbal slip-up is being, intensely analyzed, and all of that is off the message he would prefer to be on.
All right. Appreciate your insight this morning. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you so much.
What better way to spend your birthday than talking politics, right?
That's right. And early birthday to you, too.
Thank you. Yeah, we're almost birthday buddies.
That's right.
Thank you, Mike. Let's check in now with Savannah Brito with First Warn weather on a Friday. Hi, Savannah.
Hi, Josh. It's going to be a nice day today that'll carry over, luckily, into our weekend. 56 in Madison. Skies are still mostly clear, so enjoy that sunshine earlier. We will see clouds increase later in the day, though. 57 in McFarland, 54 in Verona, 55 in Mount Horeb. There are a few areas that are a little bit warmer than that. 62 in Milwaukee. That's one of the warmest temperatures this morning. Black River Falls did briefly fall for the last about hour and a half to the upper 40s. Now they're sitting in the lower 50s. We will start to see warmer nighttime temperatures as early as tonight. That will continue into your weekend. Winds right now to the southwest not going to be a factor today, only between about 5 miles per hour, maybe up to 10. That'll increase slightly for tomorrow, and then more specifically into Sunday. That's also when our chances for showers will really increase as well. Some clouds, though, by the afternoon, evening. We talked about that. Sun early, but cloudy later as we head into the overnight hours, especially. Those increase increase further. Winds return out of the south. Couple showers develop mainly west and also northwest of Madison. I think most of us stay dry tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a brief downpour or two as high pressure will start to slowly continue to break down, but that'll increase coverage and chances by Sunday. So Saturday definitely looking like the better of the 2 weekend days, but then you see those bars start to climb Sunday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday, perhaps into Thursday. I think overall, once we get to the latter half of the work week, Thursday and Friday, that's when precipitation chances are kind of going to be almost non-existent again. We are going to eventually see high pressure move back in Thursday and Friday, so that should keep us relatively dry. Cooler temperatures south of here. I do think ours are going to rebound here across the Madison area. You can see that peach looking like color. That's about a 30% chance or so of seeing above average temperatures. That's the 6 to 10 day outlook, so taking us to the end of July. As we head into next weekend, you can see on the 10 day, that's when temperatures start to warm up. Near normal up until then. Friday's high 78. We're up to 80. Tomorrow 81, which is about near normal. Our average high 82. So Sunday through Friday will be just about where we should be. And then next weekend, that's when temperatures could return to the mid 80s.
Savannah, thank you. New this morning, Wisconsin has new record high employment numbers and some new statistics about non-farm jobs. Our Michelle Renee Quinn is here to break down that data. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh. Wisconsin's Department of Workforce Development found that Wisconsin's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate held steady and is over a full percentage below the national unemployment rate. Now, those numbers are 2.9% compared to the national unemployment rate of 4.1%. This makes for a record high of 3,048,600 people employed in Wisconsin. 9,400 of those come from the increase in non-farm jobs, 6,700 from private sector jobs, and that's based on place of work data. Now, Governor Evers said this is because they spent the last 5 years making strategic investments to strengthen our state's workforce.
All right, some good news there. Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
It is 6:50 right now. Coming up in the morning sprint, more in that breaking news of a global tech outage impacting flights and businesses. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can show their picture on TV. We're back right after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
We've got the power.
At the Power Centers of Madison, you can get the job done with Toro and their 60-volt max battery Flex Force power system products. It's unbeatable power by Toro.
We've got the power.
Middleton and Sun Prairie.
Old windows? Compromise your home's comfort. Vinyl windows, a 1970s relic, aren't built for extreme weather. They warp and crack, becoming vulnerable to the elements. At Next Door in Window, we have the answer. Fiberglass. Our Ultrex fiberglass windows last up to 50 years, longer than any other window you can buy. And while other companies cut corners and never call you back, we've got your back. When you demand tomorrow's comfort, Next delivers. Visit nextwindow.com to learn more.
Accidents don't just happen Monday through Friday or during the daytime hours. That's why our team is here for you every day, evenings, weekends, and holidays. Because we understand how important it is to get you the help you need immediately, to answer your questions, and to start building your case as quickly as possible. No matter when your accident happens, the help you need is just one call away. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $319 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday. Buy one, get one free. Get BOGOs, BOGOs, and more BOGOs. Buy one, get one free, including on our award-winning Hy-Vee Chinese. Get BOGOs on more than 100 items store-wide. And when you buy one, get one free. Buy one, get one free. And buy one, get one free. Don't miss the Hy-Vee BOGO sale this Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Madison Magazine's Summer Restaurant Week is here. Over 40 restaurants will showcase 3-course meals from $30. Plus, enjoy the perfect pairings with wine and more from Delicato Family Wines and Frederick Wildman & Sons. Check our online guide on MadisonMagazine.com to see which places offer takeout and dine-in. Save the dates, July 21st through 26th. Madison Magazine's Summer Restaurant Week, where good times and great meals come together. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, and supporting sponsor, Roth Cheese.
We've got the power.
At the Power Centers of Madison, you can get the job done with Toro and their 60-volt max battery flex force power system products. It's unbeatable power by Toro.
We've got the power.
Middleton and Sun Prairie.
Wisconsin walk-in showers. A safe home is a happy home.
It is 6:53, time for the morning sprint, and we're following breaking news this morning. All Delta flights are suspended at this hour due to a large-scale tech outage across the world. It is impacting airports and businesses everywhere, including right here in Madison. Other airlines are grounding their planes as well. If you are heading out this morning, be sure to check with your flight company to know if you are leaving on time. We'll provide you updates right here on air and online. Donald Trump is officially his party's nominee this morning. It marks the first time a convicted felon and former president has been nominated for president. In his acceptance speech last night, Trump issued a message of unity after the assassination attempt on him, but also repeated false claims about the 2020 election results. More Democratic officials are calling on President Biden to drop his re-election effort. Many senior-ranking White House and campaign officials now privately believe he must step aside. A Democratic governor in touch with party officials says the next 72 hours are crucial. The ACLU of Wisconsin is requesting the state's agreements with out-of-state law enforcement agencies. The group filing a series of requests in response to the deadly police shooting of Samuel Sharp Jr. The officers involved were from Columbus, Ohio, in town to help Milwaukee police for the RNC. Police say Sharp was fighting another man with a knife and refused calls to drop it. A third person is now dead after a 4-vehicle crash in Dodge County. It happened a month ago to the day on State Highway 33. The crash began when a westbound car crossed over the center line and collided with a pickup truck. The 2 people in the pickup were pronounced dead at the scene. The third person who died was 17 years old. The trial of Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich is coming to an end. The Russian court will announce his verdict at some point today. Moscow accuses him of espionage, a charge he and the U.S. and the Wall Street Journal deny. He's the first journalist to face such charges since the Cold War. The Biden administration's student debt relief plan is facing another roadblock this morning. A federal appeals court blocked the implementation of the plan. Now the portions of the program not already blocked by lower courts cannot be enacted either. The administration says it is reviewing the ruling and will continue to push for debt relief.
Temperatures are going to still be a little bit below average today. 78's your high. We're down to 59 tonight, clear and comfortable. We will see clouds increase after midnight into tomorrow. 80 for Josh's birthday on Saturday, 81 on Sunday. So not a bad looking weekend. Happy early birthday, Josh.
Thank you, Savannah. Appreciate it. And thanks for joining us on a Friday morning. We'll keep monitoring that breaking news of flight outages. Again, if you are flying out this morning, check with your airline. Major issues. We're back in 30 minutes with an update.